In this video, we're going to learn how to solve these chemistry problems under kinetic theory of matter. So we have 6 repeated questions practiced in this video. Let's get started. The first question I have here says, which of the following statements is not postulates of kinetic theory of gases? So we have molecules move with the same speed, collision between molecules is elastic, molecules are in a state of constant random motion, intermolecular forces are negligible. So the right option is option A. This is not a postulate. Molecules move with the same speed. Alright, so the next question will be this one. It says the phenomenon observed when dust particles collide randomly in a beam of sunlight is known as. So the right option is option B, which is Brownian movement. Okay, so the next question will be this one. It says which of the following properties does not give evidence of kinetic theory of matter? So we have melting, diffusion, evaporation, polymerization. So the right option is option A, polymerization. Next question will be this one. It says which of the following laws or theory cannot be explained by application of kinetic theory of gases? So we have Boyle's law, we have Gay-Lussac's law, we have Dalton's atomic theory, we have Charles' law. So the exception here that it cannot be explained is option C, Dalton's atomic theory. Next repeated question will be this one. It says which of the following statement is true of the molecules of a gas under ideal conditions? The molecules move at random, attract each other, undergo inelastic collision, occupy a large volume. So the right option is option A, they move at random. Okay, the last question before I end this video will be this one. It says particles in a solid exhibit random and translational motion, vibrational and random motion, vibrational motion only, vibrational and translational motion. So the right option is option C, vibrational motion only. So guys, this is basically Nigerian problems involving kinetic theory of matter for chemistry practice with 6 repeated questions for this topic. Hope you learned something interesting from this video. Let's go to the video, guys. If you are new to this channel, ensure that you are subscribed to this channel by hitting the subscribe button for more of these videos. So like, share and comment on this video to tell me how you feel for what I learned from this video. If you seem to have any specific questions as regarding what I've talked about in this video, feel free to leave your question at the comment section below and I'll be sure to give you a response. In this video, we are going to learn how to solve these chemistry problems under liquid and solid states of matter. So we have 8 repeated questions to practice with in this video. Let's get started. First one I have here says which of the following statements about liquids is or are true? So we have the first one, liquids maintain their volume at constant temperature. This is correct. Liquids have fixed shape. No, liquids don't have fixed shape. Is solids that have fixed shape. Where liquids do not diffuse. This is wrong. Liquid can diffuse. Change in pressure affects volume of liquids. This is wrong. Change in pressure does not affect volume of liquids. So the only true one we have here is I. Liquids maintain their volume at constant temperature. So the right option is option B. Next repeated question will be this one. It says the vapor pressure of a liquid depends on temperature, rate of condensation, cohesive forces holding the particles together. So the right option is this one that has temperature and cohesive forces holding the particles together. I and I only option C. Alright, the next question will be this one. So it says they postulate that molecules are in a constant random motion. Best explains why liquids can undergo solidification, have no characteristic shape, are incompressible, maintain their volume. So the right option is option A. It explains why liquids can undergo solidification. Alright, so the next question will be this one. It says the boiling point of pentane is higher than that of propane because pentane has more covalent bonds to break. Yeah, this is the right option. This the first one here. The intermolecular forces in pentane are stronger than those of propane. This is not right. Pentane does not bond easily as propane. This is not the right option. Carbon-carbon single bonds are stronger than carbon-hydrogen bond nodes. So the right option is option A. Next question with this one. It says which of the following statements about solids is correct? Solids particles cannot be easily compressed. Yeah, guys, this is just the right answer to this question. Solids have lower density than liquid, not the right option. Solid particles are less orderly than those of a liquid. This one the right one. Solid particles have greater kinetic energy than those of liquid. So guys, the right option is option A. Alright, next question with this one. It says the vapor pressure of a liquid depends on, I think I'll start this question already. It depends on temperature and cohesive forces holding the particles together. I and I on option B. The next question will be this one. It says the vapor pressure of a given volume of liquid increases when the liquid becomes saturated with a salt. Temperature of the liquid rises. Volume of the liquid increases. Temperature of the liquid falls. The right option is when the temperature of the liquid rises. The right option B. Last question before I end this video will be this one. It says, which of the following statements about volatile liquids is correct? They have high vapor pressure and high boiling point, no. Low vapor pressure and low boiling point, no. Low vapor pressure and high boiling point, no. High vapor pressure and low boiling point, yes. So the right option here is option D. So this basically can do problems involving liquid and solid as state of matter for your chemistry practice with 8 repeated questions for this video. Hope you learned something interesting from the video. Let's go to the video, guys. If you're new to this channel, ensure that you're subscribed to this channel by hitting the subscribe button for more of these videos. So like, share, and comment on this video. Tell me how you feel for what I learned from this video. If you seem to have any specific questions to ask regarding what I've talked about in this video, feel free to leave your question at the comment section below and I'll ensure to give you a response. In this video, we are going to learn how to solve these chemistry problems under change of state of matter. So we have 7 repeated questions to practice with in this video. Let's get started. The first question I have here says the following statements are correct except option A. Particles move faster in the gaseous state than in the liquid state. Yeah, this is correct. Option B. Carbon atoms in gaseous methane are further apart than those in solid diamond. Yes, that's correct. Energy is released when liquid is changed to solid. That's correct. There is large decrease in the volume of a solid metal when pressure is applied to it. No, this is not correct. So the right option is option D. The next repeated question, this is the exception here. The next repeated question is this one. It says, consider the changes in state of matter as represented in the sketch. Stage X represents the process of, so at this stage X, this solid is changing to liquid, so this shows melting. Option D. Alright, so the next repeated question is this one. It says when a substance changes directly from the gaseous state to the solid state without forming a liquid, the substance is said to be, so this question didn't get put in the right sentence. This would have been a substance, when a substance changes directly from the solid to the gaseous state. Alright, the answer to this question is sublimation actually. So they didn't arrange a sentence, so instead of saying gaseous state to solid state, they would have said solid state to gaseous state. So the right option is what they are trying to imply here is sublimation. So this sublime, option A, is the right answer. Next repeated question will be this one. It says which of the following increase as boiling water changes to steam? Degree of disorder in the system. Yeah, that's the right option. I wouldn't see the answer because of entropy. So as you increase the boiling of water to steam, there will be increase in disorderliness of the system. So that's entropy. Option A is the right answer to this question. Entropy will increase. Next question will be this one. It says when ice is changing to water, its temperature remains the same because the heat gain is used to separate the molecules used to increase the volume of ice less than the activation energy lost partially to the atmosphere. So the right option is option A. The heat gain is used to separate the molecules. The next question will be this one. It says pure water can be made to boil at a temperature lower than 0 by increasing the internal pressure. Okay, option A is by decreasing the external pressure. Option B, increasing the external pressure. Option C, distilling it. Option D, reducing its quantity. So for pure water to boil at temperature lower than 0, so you have to decrease the external pressure. Right option is option A. Last question before I end this video will be this one. It says the following setup can be used to demonstrate. So this kind of setup is used to, we're having hydrogen here, we're having bromine vapor. So this kind of setups shows diffusion. Alright, we're already seeing gases already, so this shows diffusion. This basically can do a problem involving change of state of matter for your chemistry. Practice with 7 repeated questions for this topic. Hope you learned something to try from the video. Let's quit the video, guys. If you are new to this channel, make sure that you are subscribed to this channel by hitting the subscribe button for more of these videos. Also like, share, and comment on this video. Tell me how you feel for what you learned from this video. If you seem to have any specific questions to ask regarding what I talked about in this video, feel free to leave your question in the comment section below, and I'll be sure to give you a response.